This country is famous for its warm climate, distinctive culture, and ancient history. Its territory is located in the 6 climatic zones. Also, the capital of this country is one of the oldest cities in the world. It has close and friendly ties with Kazakhstan. This is the visa-free program, and now we're in a unique
Здравствуйте, с вами
Armenia.
программа Visa Free, и мы в неповторимой Армении.
Armenia is a modern country with Asian history that has always been situated at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. Armenia was the first country to adopt Christianity as a state religion. It was one of the 3 countries that appear on the oldest world map, drawn on a clay tablet dating from the 6th century along with Babylon and Assyria. Even Armenia is indicated as the center of civilization there. Today, it is a modern unitary state with a parliamentary system of government situated in the South Caucasus. Modern Armenia is one of the important political and economic partners of Kazakhstan. Both countries actively participate in the Collective Security Treaty Organization, the Commonwealth of Independent States, and are also members of international organizations such as the United Nations and the OSCE. However, the most important vector of cooperation is being built in the Eurasian Economic Union, the Integration Association of Kazakhstan, Russia, and Belarus, and where Armenia entered in early 2015 and immediately achieved tangible results.
За первый год только участие Армении в ЕАЭС, экспорт Армении.
In the first year of participation in the Eurasian Economic Union, Armenia exports increased by 11%.
И уже прошедший период 2018 года, ну, конечно, с небольшими погрешностями.
And in 2017 and the past period of 2018, exports grew approximately by 18%.
17% до 18%, а взаимный товарооборот со странами ЕАЭС.
A mutual trade with the countries of the EAEU in general grew by 25% or more. This means that at least with the countries of the Union, it has become much more easy to trade.
Со странами-партнерами по Союзу стало гораздо легче торговать.
Только мы радуемся, потому что торговля, и как 1000 лет назад.
We're glad because we're restoring trade links at the time of the Great Silk Road, 1,000 or 2,000 years ago.
Сейчас, когда мы общими усилиями восстанавливаем Великий Шелковый путь.
Trade brings people together. Trade is the opposite of war. When people trade, they do not fight.
Антипод войны. Когда люди торгуют, люди не воюют.
Это правильный путь, это конструктивный путь, это необходимый путь для развития армянской экономики.
This is the right, constructive, and necessary way for the development of the Armenian economy, and we believe that Armenia should participate very constructively in this integration processes. Do we have opponents? We have opponents, political parties, political groups, public platforms, and organizations. There are a lot of them who believe that Armenia should not join the EAU because there are few interests here, because our main partner in the Eurasian Economic Union for 85% is Russia, and this is our main economic partner, so it's enough to have good bilateral relations with Russia and not enter into any organization. Yes, some people think so. We believe that this is the wrong approach.
Все эти образования, мы, конечно, считаем, что это, мягко скажем, неправильный подход.
Armenian politician and public figure, journalist, and analytical columnist Aram Safaryan is convinced that the Eurasian Economic Union has already proved its worth and will give good results for all participants in the near future. Moreover, according to the data of the 8th International Conference, Eurasian Economic Integration, it was Kazakhstan and Armenia that demonstrated the most dynamic economic activity this year in the structure of the Eurasian Economic Union. Now, according to the expert, it's necessary to highlight the issues of increasing trade between our countries.
У вас экономическая структура, структура экономики, она очень похожа на российскую.
You have an economic structure that is very similar to the structure of the Russian economy, but Russia is our main economic partner. And naturally, what we sell to Russia, you cannot sell it in the same volumes. And Kazakhstan is far away from us. We have logistical problems, closed railways, a conflict with Azerbaijan, and so on. And we cannot buy these goods in Kazakhstan for the same price that we may buy in Russia. These difficulties were noticed by the economists and politicians of the two countries.
Давно наши экономисты, наши политики в наших двух странах.
Во-первых, это отсутствие общего энергетического рынка, логистические проблемы. Это тоже таможенные проблемы. Вот нам это сильно тормозит.
Firstly, there is the lack of a common energy market, logistical and customs problems. It hinders us from cooperation, modernization of the economy. Look at the Article 4 of the Eurasian Economic Treaty. It says that one of the main goals of the Union is the cooperation of our economies. It means the establishment of joint ventures, industrial and commercial chains. They should not be random, but clear and work for the future.
Установка соответствующих промышленных цепей, торговых цепей, не случайных, а четких, которые уже на перспективу работают. Вот что необходимо сделать для кооперации.
In the expert world, Ashot Tavadyan is called the father of Armenia's accession to the Eurasian Economic Union. Over a cup of Armenian coffee, she told us that now our countries are facing important tasks, such as comprehensive modernization and increasing the competitiveness of national economies. And this can be achieved not only by increasing export potential and free movement of labor and capital. An important role is played by the creation of joint ventures and investment projects.
На территории Казахстана работает зарегистрировано более 300 юридических фирм, лиц, компаний.
There are more than 300 companies registered in Kazakhstan. 202 of them are functioning companies. They're actively working. This is mainly the sphere of housing construction, construction in general, road construction, improvement of urban areas, and so on.
Благоустройство городских объектов, площадей и так далее, и так далее.
Армяне здесь основали вот такие компании строительные, потом начали...
The Armenians here founded such construction companies. Therefore, they began to attract labor from Armenia and create living and working conditions for them. Kazakhstan is an open country where hospitable people live. It encourages any economic activity and investment. Also, Armenia is an open market. Any investor in Armenia enjoys various privileges.
Пользуется разными привилегиями любой инвестор в Армении.
With regard to foreign investments, Armenia adheres to the open door policy and has one of the most favorable investment climates among the CIS countries, while actively developing trade lines with partner countries. In particular, the volume of exports to Kazakhstan has doubled and now stands at 8 million tenge.
Конечно, это не та цифра, которая нас удовлетворяет. Я думаю, что у нас есть потенциал достичь до 20 миллионов.
Of course, this is not the figure that satisfies us. I think we have the potential to reach up to 20 million, and we need to work in this direction. What do we export to Kazakhstan? These are alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, textiles, precious and semi-precious stones, cars, and equipment. Also from Kazakhstan, we import equipment, steel, and metals.
И металлы из Казахстана мы имеем.
The national symbol of Armenia is a mountain, Ararat. Interestingly, it is located on the territory of Turkey, but this does not prevent Armenians from honoring it as their holy site. This legendary mountain is described in the Bible as the place where Noah landed its ark.
Арарат – капризная гора. Она часто бывает окутана густым туманом.
Ararat is often shrouded in clouds, and many tourists, even after spending a week in Armenia, may never see Ararat. But today we are very lucky. We can see that only summit is shrouded in clouds, and its foothills can be perfectly seen. Armenians even have a superstition in this regard. If there are no clouds on Ararat in the morning, then they believe that it will be a great day.
Целый день будет удачливым.
Fortune smiled upon us that today we went to the Yerevan brandy factory, the leading enterprise of Armenia for the production of brandy, commonly known with the name of Ararat as the mountain.
Это рукотворный напиток, и перед тем, как быть представленным потребителю, проходит долгий путь.
This man-made beverage goes a long way before being provided to consumers. Everything begins from grapes, and the main source of grapes is the fruitful Ararat Valley. It is a unique area hidden by mountains from the winds. And there we have 300 sunny days a year. By the way, only Armenian varieties of grapes are used for cognac production. such as Garate, Mate, and Kalhum. Our grapes cannot grow in any other country, and if even they grow, they lose their unique properties.
В какой другой стране не приживается, если даже приживается, то теряет все свои уникальные свойства.
In the first place, wine is made from grapes. Then, using alcohol distillation method, they produce the purest alcohol with a strength of 72 degrees. It is poured into special handmade oak barrels. The main secret of such a container is that the liquid inside is in contact only with oak, thanks to which the alcohol is enriched with color, flavor, and aroma peculiar for the Armenian brandy.
Каждый год из каждой бочки испаряется каждую осень.
Evaporations take place each year, and in the autumn, each barrel must be opened and refilled. It must be full, otherwise it will dry. And we add alcohol of the same year, so as not to lose control over maturation period. Brandy is aged for decades. The older the beverage, the stronger and more expensive it is. The Yerevan Brandy Factory produces a variety of brandies. The art of blending gives Armenian brandy a softer edge and more floral and herbaceous notes. Only after this process, brandy is bottled. Armenian brandy has a place in world history. The exclusive collection of the factory contains masterpieces such as the Winston Churchill's favorite beverage, Dwin, the strongest Yerevan with 57 degrees, a 70-years-old brandy. Also, there is the only one barrel that everyone wants to open, and it has been stored for 24 years.
Это наша бочка мира. Бочка была заложена в день визита Минской группы ОБСЕ.
This is the Barrel of Peace. It was set up in the presence of the OSCE Minsk Group. This group deals with the settlement of Karabakh conflict, and it was decided that it would be unlocked after the final settlement of this issue. There is alcohol from 1994 in our barrel. This is a year of signing of the ceasefire between Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan.
Огня между Нагорным Карабахом и Азербайджаном.
All visitors to the factory who support this initiative left their signatures on the walls. Thus, this hall became a kind of exposition, symbolizing peace and kindness.
В музейной части цеха выдержки коньячного завода есть необычная аллея.
In the museum part of the brandy factory, there is an unusual alley, the Alley of Presidents' Barrels, dedicated to the presidents of various states who had visited the factory and which were being aged until a president asked for them. There was also an interesting tradition connected with these giant scales. As soon as some president come to the factory, they put him on the scales and put as many liters of brandy on the second bowl as the honored guest waited, and all this brandy was given to him as a gift. Armenian brandy has long been a global brand and the most best-selling product exported to other countries, including Kazakhstan. But along with this alcoholic beverage, jewelry made by skilled Armenian craftsmen has recently gained popularity.
Ювелирные украшения. Это тоже традиционное ремесло для Армении.
Jewelry is also a traditional craft for Armenia, and the Kazakhstan consumer market knows it very well.
Что это такое? И именно в рамках ЕАЭС в 2000
And it was within the framework of the EAU in 2017, if I am not mistaken, the first agreement was signed in the form of Memorandum of Cooperation between manufacturers of jewelry of the EAU countries.
О сотрудничестве производителей ювелирных украшений стран ЕАЭС.
From time immemorial, Armenian jewelers have been famous for their craftsmanship throughout the world. Starting to use precious metals in the 2nd millennium BC, they turned this thing into a skillful craft. Today, this tradition continues. There are entire dynasties of jewelers in Armenia. By the way, this is one of their workshops, which is part of the family gold business. The owner himself is not in the city, but work on its production is in full swing. Only 7 people work in this workshop. The schedule is not fixed. If there are a lot of orders, the masters work late till midnight. On average, 1 order is done within 4 days. Jewelry mainly goes to the domestic market, but there are also foreign buyers from Europe and Asia. The last batch was sent to Kazakhstan.
Դեղին ոսկի ենք օգտագործում
In our work, we often use 585 and 750 yellow gold. We also make jewelry from white gold and silver. We use emerald, sapphire, zirconium, and diamonds as a stone. Models are very different. You can choose according to the catalog. Also, we make products according to individual customer requests. This is a very complex process that has been studied for years. But I love the work I do. We give joy to people.
Народ трудолюбивый, созидающий. У нас есть такая поговорка, что армянин может из камня выжать хлеб.
The people are hardworking and creative. We have such a saying that an Armenian can squeeze bread out of a stone. In some industries, there is hidden process of developing, negotiating, and penetrating the Armenian market.
Воров и какого-то вот проникновения в армянский рынок. Это значит интернет-технологии, высокие технологии.
These are internet technologies. This is stone processing. The whole range is there. This is the agricultural products processing, crop growing, and tourism.
Сельхозпродукции. Это выращивание культур, также туризм.
Вот если нам с казахами, с белорусами, с русскими, с другими, которые присоединятся.
If we with Kazakhs, Belarusian, and Russians, and others who will later join the EAU and Collective Security Treaty Organization over the time, will be able to create civilizational values which we will cherish and care, only in this case we can say that we could establish a civilizational integration.
В этом случае мы сможем сказать о том, что наше цивилизационное пространство состоялось.
Armenian economists and politicians have an optimistic view on integration processes. They are confident that the formation of a common customs space and a single market based on the freedom of movement of people, goods, services, and capital will give Armenia great prospects in the future. In addition, today this country is actively building a bridge with the European Union, which opens up new horizons for the economic cooperation of the EAU and European countries. There are benefits, analysts say. The main thing is to go ahead.
Если мы в каком-то союз зашли, то ждем какой-то манны небесной. Нет, не бывает в экономике такого.
When we enter into some union, then we wait manna from heaven. There is no such thing in the economy. The union provides certain opportunities. In order to take advantage of these opportunities, we must work purposefully in order to solve the tasks set before us. If we do not do this, the potential will simply remain potential. Nothing just happens. Yes, here we must involve specialists.
С подключением специалистов.
We continue our journey across sunny Armenia, and in the next program you will find out new facts about this country that you never knew before. Why did an Armenian from the USA decided to open an open-air museum in the center of Yerevan, and what sculpture had a wider public resonance?
Здесь и снаружи, и внутри каскада.
Here outside and inside of the cascade, you can see the sculptures of world authors such as Fernando Botero, Harry Flanagan, and Joly Plants. What is the main secret of preparing an Armenian lavash, and what ingredients can be wrapped up in it? I've been baking our traditional bread for more than 20 years. Everyone can learn how to make it. The main thing is to get the hang of it. How old are the unique churches in Armenia, and how did the masters of the past carve entire churches in the rocks?
Отверстие Ертик, с которого и
A small hole, Yrtik, from which the construction of Gekhard began. This is an ancient Armenian monastery complex almost completely carved in basalt rock. How do Abai's poems sound in Armenian, and why do philologists of the two countries write one anthology? Centuries-old cultural, economic, and language contacts between Armenians and Kazakhs, between Armenia and Deshti Kipchak, are the subject of many studies.
Это предмет изучения многих и многих исследователей.
And vernissage, the most unusual flea market in the world, where to buy exclusive Armenian souvenirs. We will tell you this and other interesting facts about Armenia in the next episode of our program. Get ready to be surprised.